So January's disappeared and I feel like all I've done is be poked and prodded by medical professionals, deal with personal dramas and eternal scheduling issues at work while everybody's waiting to get their university timetables. And January's just poof, gone, and I feel like I've done zero writing, and A Night Rises came out and I haven't really done any promotion for it either because there's just been so much stuff going on, and honestly not a lot of it has been particularly positive, but it's all important stuff and important challenges that have to be faced for like greater long-term good. And so yeah, January's been weird. I've been working more than normal and it's also just been hot as hell. Like I've been waiting for a more comfortable day to film, and maybe you can hear the hum in the background because I can't do this without my air conditioner on. It is just foul. It has been over 44 degrees, which is like 112 degrees Fahrenheit, and the humidity has been out of control. And it's just been so uncomfortable, and it's probably been like that for about 10 days to a week now, and prior to that it was at least cooling down at night. So it was more comfortable to film and to just exist. But lately it's been barely dropping below 30 degrees at night. It's just been... Ugh. Sadly, there are still fires burning. I have friends in Canberra, which is the capital city of Australia, and they are sending me pictures or posting pictures online of what they're seeing coming for them. And there are these big mountains, and rolling down that hill is a wall of flames that makes the mountain look teeny tiny. That's how high the flames are. It's just... like the pictures are pretty terrifying. I don't really know what else to say about the fires other than that they're just continuing on, and there's catastrophic damage, and it's just really horrendous. Really just the wildlife. I finally set like 75% of my goals for this quarter, and this quarter is almost like a third. Well, actually it's more than a third over. It's February, and I mean the trouble is I just so want significant change in my life that I feel like all I've done is moan about wanting significant change as opposed to actually doing anything. But I don't know, the 2020 is starting out weird. So basically January I've just done heaps and heaps of thinking and yet not really come to any conclusions, which is a bit frustrating. And the arguments that I'm having in my life with people that are near and dear to me are extremely frustrating. And I mean, I obviously I'm not going to talk about it. And I am reading this amazing book called Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race by Rennie Edo-Lodge. And it's just very appropriate to the frustrating conversations I've been having lately, trying to get people to be more aware, trying to educate certain people about sexism and the effect that that has on women, and yeah, very frustrating times. Anyway, so yeah, January's been weird and I haven't really done much. I've done a little bit of writing, but nowhere near as much as I wanted to, because you kind of hope that January will be quiet and that you can get heaps of stuff done, and that is not how things have gone. I have also had cockatoos decide to start eating my house again, so I got given a hammock holding thing for Christmas, and they've been chewing on that and pulling chunks out of it, which then means you've got to deal with that. And yeah, it's just annoying. Cockatoos are annoying.
This is why I hate cockatoos. I found that 3 of them out here this morning chomping on my new hammock holder, and you can see all the places they've had a crack at it. And this is just what they do. They get bored and they chew your window frames and they just rip things apart. So destructive.
On the positive side of things, we have seen some rain. We have had a couple of evenings of a little bit of rain. Trouble is that then makes it super humid and uncomfortable. But we've seen some rain, so that's very, very exciting. And I'm growing my first capsicum. It's happening.
I was just looking outside and admiring the beautiful rain, and then I looked down at my hammock holder, and it looks like this morning while I was out at work, the cockatoos have chopped off some more of the hammock holder, which I now obviously can't seal against the weather because it's raining. So the cockatoos have tried to thwart me again. I was looking outside and just watching the rain earlier, and I noticed that the cockatoos have done a bit more damage to the hammock holder when I was on my way to work or at work this morning. I mean, you can already see where they attacked the first time and I had to seal it. And of course they've chosen the wet days to do it, so I can't actually reseal it, which means that this might rot. So cockatoos are the most irritating creature out there. Still raining. It's still raining, and it's raining so much the dog is refusing to poop outside, which is making things interesting. Normally it's pretty difficult to see the little river that runs down the bottom of the slope that I live on, but not today, not after nearly 100 mils of rain.
So while we try and ride out this very torrential rain, I have been doing a little bit of reading. I have finished Rennie Ito Lodge's Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race, which is such an important book. And I've just started Another Day in the Death of America. I'm about one chapter in, and very sad topic, so I don't know that I'll spend all of today reading this, but again, I feel like this is going to be one of those books where it's really important for me to learn as much as I can about these topics, but it is heavy going, but very interesting and so far well written. Sydney's got something like 300 mils of rain forecast over the next week, and I think in the last 2.5 days we've already had well over 100 mils. And interestingly enough, when I look out my bedroom window, I can actually see the river at the bottom of the valley for the first time really easily. Normally you kind of have to strain to see it through the trees, and even then you're kind of not 100% sure that that's actually what you're seeing, but I'm sure today it is flowing. There is so much water and so much wind, which is why Marley is in bed with me, because he is not happy about this storm. Something just went bang really loudly, and I thought, this is it. This is finally when a tree is going to drop on the house or on the deck, and it was the wind throwing chairs across the deck. It's just insane how much our weather has changed from a week ago when it was like 44 degrees and everything was on fire, and now everything's flooded.